Good morning, pregame crew show. Hi. Audio and visual check. I obviously need one more sip of coffee. We will get going here in just a second. Check. Is that volume up? Yes. Hey, Christoph, James. Sorry about the clicking and clacking. I do need to get a new keyboard. Ugh. Hey, MJ Trader. Hi. Hey, Don. Hey, Dragon Man, Jason, Graham, Judd, Brett, P-Court, you're always first. Okay, you can hear me. Pre-game shoe checking in. Woo-hoo. Do y'all know what a different show this would be if I could play music? It would get me hype. It'd get you hype. Dang rules. Hey, 1988. Hey, y'all. Aw, that's nice. I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community. We teach technical analysis. We officially get started in 1 minute. We go over the Fab Four futures, commodities, cryptos, movers, and shakers. Hey, Bobby. Hey, Benjamin. Man, we got a lot of people already this early in the morning. Thank you. I don't have to travel for a little bit, so I'll be here. You're stuck with me. Hey, Dana B. Eddie. All right. Let's get this show going. So, ES, we opened up pretty strong overnight. We're fading a little bit. We did not get over the all-time high, our high of, what was that, Thursday? Sorry, my days are messed up just a little bit. So, yes, Thursday, 42.49. So, 42.49, we did not get over that. That is not right. Was my magnet not on? There it is, 42.49. So, we topped out last night at 42.47.50. We're pulling back slightly. Overall, the bulls have got to be ecstatic with this open last night. We have a squeeze on the 15-minute that I do want to point out. So, we'll see how this gets to playing today and the rest of the week. But the most important thing, if I don't say it at least 5 times every show, y'all need to let me have it. We have the Fomc Wednesday. That's the Federal Reserve Committee where they meet. And they tell us what they're going to do. And they either start talking about tapering, which means they turn off the printer, or they start talking about interest rates. Either one of those words could really stymie the market and stifle it and slow it down. So we may have a hurry up and wait for the rest of the week until Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. We may have a hurry up and wait into that event. So no matter what we're doing this week, we have to keep that in mind. What does that mean? If you wanted to put on a swing, you need to know that's happening Wednesday. So if the market were to drop 2 or 3%, would that be okay? Do you need to get that anti-FOMO position on that stock right here, right now? And can you withstand a pullback Wednesday if it were to happen? Those if-then questions, if you've ever taken computer programming, if this, then that. Those are very important questions we have to answer. So let's see. Here is my chart layout in case you're interested. Sorry, it's a little off center, but here you go. My simple moving averages, my exponential moving averages. I use the yellow candles or the inside bars. You can see the outline of the inside bars are still green or red, showing me the direction of the candle, but the yellow just helps it pop it out. That lets me know there is a tightening range, and I use TTM squeeze, lets me know when price has some pressure building. So we have all those disclaimers out the way that this could be happening with FOMC. We really need to know all of these things. The other thing I do want to mention before I really get buried into the charts is that we're doing a giveaway. This is our first giveaway as part of the pregame show. We are giving away a year's worth of membership to TCG and free courses. That is just an amazing offer. We've never done that. So a year's worth of TCG annual membership and courses we will be giving away Friday. So you need to tune in and we'll let you know how to do that. Let's see. Okay, just making sure I'm getting a few messages, making sure I didn't have any audio visual issues pop up. So that'll be fun this week. That's something new. So with ES, we have a tightening range right now. We have key support at 42.35.75, 42.27.50, 422.150, and then 4.249. So who's the strongest? Who's the weakest? We always like to compare our Fab Four futures. Why? Why do we need to know what is one doing relative to the other one? We need to know because if we're going to be playing strong and long, we need to go with a strong sector. If we're going to be playing weak and bear, we need to know which sector is the weakest and pick a name within that sector. We want to be shorting the weakest stocks and going long the strongest stocks. The only time that's opposite is when we're doing oversold bounces, are top fishes on those really powerful stocks that are starting to peter out after a long, strong run. And those are counter trend, which means we flip them. We do it really, really fast. But when we're trying to stay with the trend, we look at the overall sector. So for example, QQQ, if it's strongest this morning, which it is, we would be looking at stocks like Apple, Microsoft, IBM, Amazon, Facebook. We're going to be looking at the tech stocks. So this morning we have Nasdaq, which is the strongest. IWM is getting a little bounce here. That is new. That was not happening earlier. IWM still has the rebalancing going. Yeah, there's some volume going on. So watch IWM. We have some rebalancing going on. I believe that's June 27th. If you're a TCG member, you can hop over in the news, and I posted an article about the Russell rebalance that's still going on. So we have Nasdaq with a nice bounce going on with RTY, then ES, and then YM is the weakest. So if inflation fears get abated, then we can shift to the growth stocks. So when there's a lot of fear of inflation, money moves into financials and industrials. So with money shifting a little bit back toward QQQ, then that means people aren't as scared of inflation. So let's get you some resistance and support on Nasdaq. Nasdaq's pulling it back a little bit more here than it was earlier when I was looking at it a couple of hours ago. So you have support at 1401675, 1401650, 1401325, basically 14,000. Then we have resistance up at 1404325. So we still have this all-time high over here that we have not gotten through, 14064. I should mention that we had some all-time highs in our foreign markets overnight. I also posted that in news. I forget which two markets, but we had two international markets, stock markets, equity markets that made all-time highs. So sometimes that is a little canary in the coal mine, kind of lets you know what's going on and what could happen. So that may mean a new all-time high for NQ in the next couple days. If it were to happen before FOMC, I would still expect some type of pause and sideways action going into that event. YM. Dow, this actually looks like a little bit of a bear flag. Yeah, potential 30-minute bear flag. We are underneath the key EMAs. We have the bear volume. When did this candle open? We're on the 30 minutes, so it just opened, so can't really judge volume yet. And always in pre-market, it's hard to judge volume. So definitely YM looks the weakest, could be a 30-minute bear flag. Resistance 34390, 34453, support 34304, and 34208. RTY, I had these levels mapped earlier, and we're getting through them. So your next resistance on the Russell, 234050. Come on, computer. Then 235030. You have support down at 232930, and then 322610. So I would still look for a lower high. Odds favor when you get this kind of move. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then you V-shape up. Depending on the distance that you have to climb between here and here, typically you can kind of top out before you get to that, in this case 2340.50, and then pull back. So this may be a little short if you are a futures flipper, and then it could come back and then just get a little counter trend flip. Gold's getting decimated. Gold can sometimes see a lift into FOMC meetings. One of my favorite trades the first few years I was trading was to trade Nugget or GDXJ, going into the FOMC. Sometimes it'd run really, really hard and then you just flip it and you go to dust. So we will see what happens with gold going into FOMC. Is this just a flush out? And is this a bear trap? Don't know. Hourly RSI is 14. Again, getting decimated. So your next support is down at 1844, 1819, and 1808.40. If you're like me, just be careful getting too dependent on these pivot labels here. We have these labels. Don't always defer to them. Always look within those candles and see if you have a support or resistance that's not quite popping out. So 1844 is the next support on gold. If you were going to bottom fish, which I'm open to bottom fishing this, if you were going to bottom fish, you'd wait for some type of 2-minute trend change, and it's not really sticking yet. So maybe a 5-minute trend change. Wait, we got to get over these 5-minute 8 EMAs. We have lost a daily uptrend in gold, but we still have a weekly uptrend. So weekly uptrend, we typically look for 4-hour oversold, and that's where we are. So again, I will probably be looking for a GC flip before the market opens. So when I close down the pregame show, I may look at it depending on what price is doing. Oil is so strong. My goodness. Look at that chart. Just amazing. 8 EMA, strong bull trend trade, just gorgeous. On the hourly, we're getting another bounce. The bears were trying to pull it down. Couldn't break 71.18. So you now have a new pivot at 71.23, 71.48, 70.81. Resistance, 71.70, then $72. And then the moon, I'm kidding. Then we have 76.90. So with oil pushing so hard, that can also lift the market. And this is very unusual to see this kind of volume when we are in pre-market hours. Very bullish. Aggressive bears will be looking to short. I would say 71.80 as a stop, but that's not something I would look at doing. That's just too much volume. Bitcoin's finally bouncing, finally getting up off the floor. So we have an hourly EQ. We have resistance at 39. Let's see. 39.439. 3969998, support 38928, and then 3874483. So we got a Bitcoin, my Lord, I need coffee. Bitcoin bounce. Okay, I'm just not going to be able to say it. Going, finally. So let's see what they can do on larger term time frames. They have a lot of work to do. So on the weekly, the bulls don't want this to be a bear flag, and it looks like we're bouncing enough with enough volume to negate it despite still being under the EMAs. So we do have 4-hour inside bars. I'm just now noticing this. I hadn't studied this morning. 4-hour inside bars with key resistance 39641, support 38928. Got a nice tightening range on Bitcoin. Ethereum got a nice tightening 4-hour range on Ethereum. And on the hourly, we have a little EQ going. You have support at 246163. We broke this support here by $6, but in a $2,500 name, that does not a bear break make. You have resistance at 249627, 250919, 2525. Nice tightening range on Ethereum. Okay, so this is kind of an odd name to throw out there because this was a swing report. Like, this was my favorite name this weekend when I was doing my research and my scans. I loved this name, but I couldn't include it in the swing report because we have earnings June 23rd. So swing reports miss is your gain, I guess. So we have earnings next week. What could you do with this name? Well, it's kind of tough right here. So if you're looking for a 7 to 8 day swing or swing into earnings, whatever day that is, the 23rd, if you're looking for a trade, and it could work, where you go long into earnings. The thing is we have FOMC Wednesday, so you could do a small position and then start selling into profit if it were to go higher. And then as we approach FOMC, go flat. And then after FOMC, if it's an all clear sign, then you could get back in and see if you can get a run into earnings. The only thing I don't like is it's below this daily 50 MA, but we do have a squeeze going on, and we have that trampoline move where we have this push and then we start rounding, trying to form that William O'Neill base. He liked to call those base breakouts. Let me show you another base that we traded in the swing report that was just beautiful. Here you can see it's that same formation with ACN. So then we just floated up. It was just a beautiful, and that was part of XLRE. Just a beautiful continuation. You see this pattern? We were looking at AMT during this at the swing report, and great successful name for us. So ACN, I'll go back to that so you can see it. It has that same type of, I like to call it that turn and burn. We're trying to turn and burn. And we could get a run into earnings. So this could be some type of, for those of you who listen in and you can't day trade, this may be a name for you to hold for 5 to 7 days, especially if you have a day trading PD2. You cannot be a pattern day trader, PDT rule. You could buy this and hold it for a few days potentially. CRSR. So CRSR. How did I even hear about this name this morning? First of all, look at this daily TTM squeeze, which means we've got an Instapot pressure cooker going on. Swaggy Stocks, swaggystocks.com. It is free. I logged in this morning. One of the first things that I do and say, okay, what's going on over in the Wall Street bets world? And sometimes I want to do the opposite of WSB. It's not like I'm trying to go with the crowd. Sometimes it's good to go against the grain, go against the crowd. But this made me go look at the CRSR stock, and I saw the daily TTM squeeze. This is a beautiful squeeze. This is the #1 name right now on WSB, so it's already up $3 since I looked at it this morning. Well, shoot. Let's see. 42.15 is your next support. So at this point, if you don't have a position, if you weren't already in this and hearing about it pre-market, man, this one's going. Look at this volume. So pull back to, let's say the 8 EMA on the 5-minute may be a buying opportunity, but you've missed this big run. So you have to, every time it continues to move higher, you have to position size down because you're highly exposed up here. You're running up the tree like the monkey up the tree trying to get a coconut, and everybody down here is looking at your butt exposed. So you have to be careful as it runs up. But if it were to pull back, that could be a good opportunity. And if you say, okay, that's too high risk for me, you could set an alert and say, okay, let me know. In this case, this is my RSI. Let me know when RSI crosses 30. So I'm on the 5-minute chart. I create an alert. Let me know when the RSI crosses 30 and create. And then you can, it's going to tell me it's going to repaint, but don't worry about that. You could know when it's going to have a 5-minute oversold, and you could play that first 5-minute. You see that alert here, first 5-minute oversold. This is my favorite name, bullish. However, I was looking at this over in here at 3 o'clock this morning. So pull back is all you can do here. I apologize. Sometimes I get so frustrated. I love these names. They look so good. Then they start running before the market opens. This could still have some meat on the bones. Wait for a pullback and scale in slowly. NVAX had some news this morning. This chart, I know this looks weird there, the levels up here, but this is what's happening after hours. Your next key resistance after these after hours high is 263.67. So it ended Friday with an inside bar. We're breaking bull from the inside bar in after hours. So on a pullback, this could be a buying opportunity. 215. If it were to make it back to 215, that would be giving up a little too much for me. Let's see if we can get another level. 220. So 220 may be that level for you to be able to snag for a move higher. This is not my king of the mountain, but I would be looking only bullish to NVAX. NVDA had news this morning of a mixed shelf offering. I am shocked it's not pulling back. So NVDA's earning, let's see, not their earnings. Where's their split? Is it June 27th? If someone could confirm and post it in the room, that'd be great. So we have this daily bull flag that confirmed on NVDA, and they are doing a split, and I forget which day the split occurs. So the anticipation would be a run into the split. Well, they wait for the all-time high, and now they're announcing some type of offering. So this is a mixed bag now. I liked NVDA to the long side. I actually have a butterfly on, but with this offering news, it could be a short. So be careful on a short with this split news. But 716.50, 718.98, and 720.50 could be areas to short. Let me see if there's any new news on NVDA. Nope. 4-part notes offering size is not disclosed on NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, I would only be looking short. Oh, the other thing on swaggy stocks that you can do is options max pain. So options max pain. So calculator, and you say, okay, what is the max pain for Netflix this week? The max pain is 505. So what that means is if Netflix were to close at 505 on Friday, it could inflict the most pain to the bulls and the bears. So if it could, so here's all the volume, bears, bulls, but if it could close around 505, you have more losers bull and more losers bears. It can inflict the most pain. And sometimes we can do pinning plays on these max pain, especially in monthly OpX. So what that means is monthly options expiration, which is this Friday. So every month we have an options expiration day that's a monthly. So we're options monthlies, not all of them have weeklies where they expire. So this Friday is monthly OpX, and sometimes you can really get some good pinning plays. Let me see if there's any others in here. Tesla. So Netflix at 505 may be a play. Tesla at 540, I don't know if that'll happen. Tesla doesn't always have good pinning plays. So swaggy stocks, it's free. You can use it to find Wall Street bets. Sentiment, Max Pain, just has a lot of fun information for free. The other one that I use for free is stockbeep.com. You can look for breakout stocks, gap up, unusual volume stocks. So nice little resource. What time is it? Man, I'm already out of time. Okay, so OTLY got a lot of upgrades this morning. I would only be looking bullish OTLY. Your next support is 2764. So it had this big pop up. It had unusual volume Friday, big pop up, and now it's pulling back. I would only be looking bullish. This is that Oatly milk, which I believe Oprah has a position in. You would have to verify that, but this, I would look Oatly to the upside. UPST, I would only be looking to the bearish side. They are unlocking some of their shares, which means some of the people that held it before the IPO were unallowed to sell it up until this point, and now they can sell. So if we kind of zoom out on this, look at this volume, the bear volume Friday. Of course, I wasn't here to point this out, that this was happening. So it's really beat down now, but on a pop, it may be another good short. That was some crazy volume. It is an IBD name. It does have stellar killer growth, great fundamental name, but right now we just have something technical going on where the people that had the shares before they IPO'd are now allowed to sell. Your next key support, 108.41. Tesla, I always go over Tesla. I don't see a great setup. We are squeezing on the 4-hour. We're getting through this resistance of 616.59. Your next resistance, 623.09, 627. Support is, let's get you another support, 613, 608.94. Okay, QQQ. QQQ pushing up. This pullback so far is healthy, no big deal. 339.69 is the low of Friday. That's the key low. We could stay within this low of Friday and this pre-market high all day. That would make for a choppy day. We'll have to see market internals to see if that is a possibility. We have resistance of 424.88 of SPY pre-market. Then 424.63. That was the all-time high before Friday. Next support, we're breaking these supports that I had mapped, so I got to start over on SPY. So if you want to screenshot that, that's your resistance and support on SPY, 42460, 42488, resistance support, 42413, and 42341. Any King of the Mountains today? Yes, please give me a thumbs up if you can. So as far as King of the Mountains, I like CRSR long. It's just you're going to have to wait for a tiny pullback. CRSR long, I would say, would have to be the king of the mountain today. We're already up 30%, so it's dangerous for me to tell you to go long up here. But at TCG, our strength is in our room. We call out different tightening ranges. So if we can get a tightening range on the 2-minute, the 5-minute, the 15-minute, even better. Then you could possibly look for a higher low snag to go back to the upside. So we're missing it pre-market here. So if I were you and you're looking for one trade today, I would watch CRSR and look for tightening ranges to look for a place to jump in. Oh, I know an analogy. You know, what do you call that when you're double Dutch? When you're jump roping and you're doing double Dutch and they're jumping the ropes and you have to wait for that perfect timing to jump in or it'll just flip you and hit your head. Okay, so you got to wait for double Dutch, all right? So we're waiting for double Dutch jump rope. We're waiting for the jump ropes to hit just that right sweet spot. And then we're going to jump into CRSR to the long side. But we've got to wait for some type of sideways action so we can get our feet under us and say, okay, this is where I would stop out and I can set my risk parameters. And don't forget, we have a giveaway. We'll give away Friday, but you have to listen all week. We'll give details as the week goes on. We're going to give away a year membership to the Chart Guys, TCG, and we will give away some free courses. All right, is there any name I can give for y'all? I didn't get into any request whatsoever. Looking. Okay, okay, what was that? GRT Crypto. Okay, GRT. TCG members, Dan will be starting in 5 minutes over in the chat room. That is not what you wanted. GRT USD. I'm going to do Coinbase, okay? So we have 4-hour inside bar forming. So the key resistance there is 0.705, support 0.684. Let's look at it on the daily. On the daily, we're still below the key EMA. So let's see, did we get through 73 cents? No, we have not gotten through this key resistance of 73.27. So what happens is if we were to break through this 4-hour inside bar to the upside, we have to be looking up at 7327 as a potential resistance. So it looks good. That is some healthy volume coming in overnight. It looks good on shorter term time frames. On larger term time frames, though, we're looking for lower highs. On the weekly, 97 cents is your last lower high. Odds favor another lower high before we get there, and then we could tighten up a little further. All right. Okay, FCell, and then I'm done because I can't cut into Dan's time because we all value that so much. FCell, we're underneath the daily 8 EMA. So we have a tightening range. So what if you want to trade FCell, what you want to see is for it to tighten between 1068 resistance and 966 even more before we go higher or lower. You want to get tight. Cool off the RSI, and that way if you drop it, right now I would be looking to the bearish side. Anytime I have 4-hour EMAs overhead, I'm going to be looking bearish. Okay, man, y'all are getting me because I feel guilty for missing last Thursday and Friday. Amazon looks good. We had this daily squeeze. We're firing long, getting over that 50 MA. I really like Amazon. I have a position. You have support at 333345. That was fun to say. Then 331765. So that was a pretty large range. Who asked about that? Tammy, that was a pretty large range on Friday. We may stay within that range today. So I just got rid of my EMAs. We may stay within that range today. So just be aware of that. If we can't get through 33.6658 pretty quickly after we open, we may stay within Friday's range. That's it for me and the pregame show. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. If you're a TCG member, I'll see you in the room shortly. We can listen to Dan and get ready.